Is the Fuji X E5 the best camera for street photography? Let's find out. Hi, it's Peter here, and let's get right into the business. And a disclaimer, this Fuji X E5 is not mine. It was loaned from Color Kolmio, the importer of Fujifilm cameras here in Finland, and I just got it yesterday. And Fuji did not tell me what to say, or they don't even know that I'm making the video. So everything I say is based on the first impression. But let's continue and start the actual video. Let's first talk about the look and feel of this camera. And as you can see, this looks totally gorgeous, and they have two versions of this. This is the silver one, as you can see, of course, and then they have the black one. I would prefer the black one. If I was buying this, I would buy the black one, and also the black version of this 23mm f 2.8 pancake lens. And what I like about this aesthetics on this camera is that it looks exactly the same as the X5, or well, almost. It has a similar vibes. And then of course the GF X100 that I tested earlier this year also has the same look and feel. And the reason I want the black is that it doesn't stick out, even though I think this silver version is better looking camera, but it doesn't really weigh that much. The bigger thing that I have is that it's not that visible and it doesn't stick out. And then what I like about it is that there is no Fujifilm text on the front, and especially in the black one, you know, there isn't anything. I would love if this was also black. So if I buy this, I would, use a black marker and mark all that text on the front also black. Fuji is into something, and let's continue and see how this actually performs, because of course that is the most important thing.
The groats wailing rose high above the trees, and a whisper of horror passed through the branches. Through the branches.
Sorry.
In the moment.
Let's talk about the usability of this camera for a while now. I've been using it a little bit now, but as I said, I only got this yesterday, so I haven't really had that much extensive use yet. But so far it feels really well in my hand, and it is comfortable, and with the wrist strap, which I will talk in another video, it's brand new that I have from the SGO. What I really like about it is that the dials are in the right position for me. The shutter button is at the right distance. The exposure compensation wheel is right here, and I can customize it to be over here, which I prefer. It's a little bit easier to use, and then all the different buttons can be customized. There are several here, and then we have one here, and then this little level here is customizable. I haven't really looked into and figured out what works best for me. And what I also like about it is the rangefinder style, that it has the viewfinder on the side, and that's really crucial, because when photographing on the streets, I always want to see what's going on with the other hand, with the other eye, I mean. No, I don't see with my hands, So when I have it like this eye looks through here, and the other one scans around what's going on. And of course, if I use the LCD, which I use normally with my Ricoh, then I can see a little bit better. So that's why it's actually using the LCD when street photographing is not a bad idea. And also like the LCD, so that it's like this. I don't know if you can see. Yeah, you can see. So it's one of these articulating screens, which is something that I am a bit missing from my Ricoh. So that is a bonus. And of course the EVF is a bonus. So I have that if I need. But as I said, I like to do this way quite a bit. And then there are a few things that I do not prefer. I know many of you do. But one is the shutter speed dial. I prefer the PASM dial. Put it on P mode and then set it up so that I can use 125th of a second, and then everything will be okay with auto ISO. With this one, at least now that I've used it only a little while, I have used it so that I have put it on manual, so that this is 1/25 of a second, and then f8 or f6, f5.6. Those are the ones that I've been using the most. And then auto ISO, and having the minimum shutter speed of 1/25 of a second. And the highest ISO in auto ISO is 6400. So it works quite well like that. And it's just, you know, when you have a different camera, it's just, you need to adapt to a different style. So yeah. But so far, and yeah, the one button I forgot to mention is this one here, which I've customized to be the digital zoom, which will crop the image 1.4 times and 2 times, and it will be 20 megapixels and 10 megapixels. So 2 times is a little bit too much. I probably won't be using that so much, but 1.4, I get 20 megapixel image, and it's, you know, half of what this has. It has 40 megapixels. I'm used to 26, so that's plenty. So 20 would be totally fine, but that remains to be seen how much I use that. And if you have any questions about the camera, I have it for a month, as I said. And also, if you want me to test and in the future videos that I will be making, because I will be making a kind of like a long-term review at the end of this month when I have used it a little bit more, because I'm planning on using only this camera for about a month now. But I will continue taking some photos and seeing what the image quality actually is. So let's continue. I really enjoyed it. Photographic wise, not very good keepers, maybe 1 or 2 keepers, but that's normal. I'm not worried about that. It was more about getting the experience of the camera, and I would say that, yeah, it is quite good for street photography for many reasons, and one big reason is the viewfinder that I kind of missing on my Ricoh GR3X. Of course, one little thing was the lens. It was the 23mm f2.8 lens, which I will maybe make a video if I have time during the December on my regular schedule. But, you know, switching it to the 27 that I have could maybe work better for me. But other than that, I think I really got the hang of it. And if you have any questions and any things that you want me to do in the future videos that I'm making about this camera, I will make maybe 1 or 2 videos so of my experience, and please let me know if there are any things that you want me to take a look at and test and talk about, so that we can figure out things. And one thing that I could not figure out was how to turn off the LCD so that I don't have to have it on. I couldn't figure out a button so that I could turn it off. There is some stuff that I can toggle around, and normally what I use is there's a sensor here that when I put it up here, it turns off and turns on the EVF. But so that I could just turn on or switch the EVF to LCD with the button. Maybe there is. It's probably something that I just haven't figured out. So if there is, please let me know in the comments down below if you have that, if this camera has it. Probably does, but I just couldn't figure it out. So if there are some things that I've said about the camera that is there, don't hold me accountable. I will fix that in a future videos, because it was a first impression, and I just, as I said, got the camera yesterday. are some more videos about Fuji cameras. But hey, thanks for watching and bye for now.